What's up, authors, readers, dreamers? I am warning you in advance that this week is not for the weak. Guys, my sister just said that she hated me.
I didn't say I hated you.
I said that 75 hard is really hard, and she said it's supposed to be.
That's because it is.
I am doing my favorite 45-minute workout. Mowing. Leaf from the Vine just started playing as I'm writing the scene, and if that doesn't give you an idea of what I'm writing, I am touching grass again because today is just the kind of day where I needed to get outside and remind myself that the world exists and it's okay. America bombed Iran today, which, I mean, they do that, unfortunately. That's what they do, but also I think it's a distraction tactic given everything that's been happening in LA. And my brain immediately goes to panic and anxiety, even being a Christian, even praying, even knowing that the Lord is in control. And sometimes it takes me going outside, touching grass, grounding, like spending quiet time with the Lord to just be like, everything's fine. I'm going to get off my phone. I'm going to get off the media. I'm going to look and I'm going to see the beauty that's out here, and I'm going to see the peace that I still have. And I'm going to pray for wisdom and for His hand to be revealed in this. And I'm going to remind myself that the world isn't ending or is ending, but I have no control over that. And if anything, people need escapism now more than ever. I touched grass. Now it is time for my fourth sprint of the day. Do you actually need that new book, or is your TBR getting to the point that it's tall enough to literally crush you? Who said that? That's crazy, because you definitely do need this book. Welcome to my toilet. I am habit stacking because today is not my day, and I want to do a check-in before I absolutely just put my nose down and try and get stuff done. At least once a month. And so this is, coming up on the right timing. I get overwhelmed with just a sense of what am I doing with my life, and feeling like I made the dumbest decision in the world to pursue what I have. And I think that partially might be because I checked my book sales yesterday, and I never checked them because I would like to just live in ignorance. But I checked them and I expected more. So a little bit in my head about that. And I'm only going to say all of this because I assume that the primary audience for these videos is going to be other authors, whether that's now or in years when I'm a bestseller and everyone wants to look back at the process and see what it was like. So I think it's important to be transparent. Even the best authors, and I'm not necessarily saying that I am one of them yet, have doubts and bad days. I literally woke up this morning being like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to be here, I don't want to deal with all of this. And I think there's just a lot of stressors happening right now in life, mostly because this week was a very big chore week, hence why I'm cleaning my bathroom while talking to you guys, and trying to do like the 75 hard and all that stuff while doing chores is very hard. Whether that's because of chronic illness or just other things, I'm not going to be surprised if I am in a flare-up right now. I don't think I'm fully there yet, but I think I'm close to. So I'm gonna take today kind of chill. I mean, it's already chill. I think it's like 11 a.m. and I haven't actually done anything. I also think I need to shower. And I do find, oddly, this is now a complete other tangent that has nothing to do with writing or anything that I'm saying, but I find that if I don't shower for like an amount of days, and like I have a schedule, so it's not like I'm, grody or anything, or this is odd, but I find that on like my shower days, I tend to get very until I shower, So that's interesting psychology for you. You can enjoy a a look into my psyche. One of the biggest things that I've learned in dealing with my brain, whatever kind of spice it has, I often used to just have a bad day and give up and just be done, and have since getting older realized that maybe all I need to do is just give myself the grace to make baby steps, and then I'll do more than I think I could. So I just submitted a request to Waterstones, which is in the UK, for them to stock my book there, because I know there's quite a few people who have asked me how to buy it, but they don't want to support Amazon. So I'm crying because I think I'm so tired, but that was like a major thing that was just like on my brain, and I was like, oh, well, I have 5 minutes until the next sprint is starting, so I may as well do it. And like, I know to some people that probably doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but for whatever reason, when I manage to get tasks done that are huge in my head without any kind of fuss, I feel very proud of myself. It is almost 4 o'clock, and I haven't done most of my stuff for the day, but I have gotten my 2,000 words done. I actually think I got almost 4K. There is this notion that often comes up in like author spaces that being an outliner, a plotter, whatever, takes away your creative license, and you're essentially no longer actually writing, you're just putting things down, which I don't really understand that argument. I don't really understand where people think that that steals your creativity, because if anything, having an outline allows me to just go, because I know that every time I'm going in the right direction, and I'm able to measure that what I'm writing makes sense. Not the AC coming on just as I'm getting to my point. But my point is that I was writing, and the direction I had gone no longer made a lot of sense. I was writing and slightly went off of the outline. And that's just the way that the story made sense. That's the way that it was going. And I have now changed the other 6 chapters that I've outlined. But the only way I could have gotten to that point without leaving plot holes behind or problems was by having the outline. And now I'm able to get creative, and I'm able to change things so that they suit the storyline better. I'll share some details. I'll give you a little inside scoop. I'm writing an epic fantasy, Lord of the Rings meets World of Warcraft, based off of a made-up game I played with my cousins. And there's this moment where they have their first big battle, and it's because this colony of goblins had settled in this ancient forest, and of course they're going to have their conflict because this isn't their land, and blah, 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 blah. Originally, I had made it so that they were raided by just some of the goblins from this colony, and then they go find them and destroy their camp. Except that I forgot that that was in the outline, and I made it so that this other force, which was around, took them out. And that actually made more sense. Like, to be clear, that was more plausible for the story anyway, and for how everything was unfolding. However, that then left me with like 7 chapters that now were kind of just there and no longer had like the major plot of them like going to go find that colony and get rid of it. And then as I'm thinking, and I'm like, okay, so what makes sense? What's happening? I realized that obviously other things are going to happen. I'm not going to go into too many details because I don't want to give it away, but now I have the other 6 chapters figured out. Yesterday, I'm eating my chicken breast, just living my best life, and then I realized that there are feathers on the bottom of it. That aside, I'm feeling better. I am making myself a little sweet treat because your girl is broke, but I have stuff at home to reward myself for finishing my 2,000 words before 3 p.m. today. When I let myself not do things and I let myself slack, I often find that it undoes everything. So if I, was like, oh, I'm just going to give myself some grace and I won't write 2,000 words, or I won't have to edit a whole chapter, I find sometimes that I then just give up. But I think, and it only took me 26 years, I've managed to find a balance between having grace with myself and also hard work and making myself achieve things when I don't feel like it. The combination is cherry juice, iced tea. I'm gonna put some lemon juice in this too. So one of my compromises today is that I'm gonna go film content because I figured out that I only need 6 more sales to reach 100, and there were 6 more days in June. And then I'm going to change into pajamas and watch TV while I approve edits on book 2. Did I mention that I literally had hot dog wieners on the burner and turned it off to come out here? I needed this though. I am at my parents' house and not going to be back at my place for a while. So I'm going to take advantage of this time that I have to steal their weights and go outside and do my workout that I didn't do this morning. Sir, can I help you? Wow, amazing. Ryan, stop it. Oh no.
I will do my dad's what you do.
Okay, you do that.
Watch me do it.
That's an amazing dance. Thursdays are always very late days in terms of getting started because I spend most of the day with my family / doing groceries and household things. So it is now 5:23. My next sprint is starting in 7 minutes. I have already gotten my 2,000 words, but I am like in the middle of a big battle and I don't really want to leave yet. I don't feel great at the position I'm in to just like leave it until tomorrow. I think I'm going to try and do this one last sprint, hope that that kind of ends the scene off, and then move on to everything else I have to do. But I'm just grabbing a quick ding in the, 6 minutes that I have. This next sprint will be 30 minutes. Typically we do 20-minute increments. But I often, after doing like 2 or 3 sprints, ask everybody if they're willing to go a little bit longer because I like the introduction phase of doing the shorter sprints, but then I find once I'm in the flow, I want longer periods of uninterrupted writing. My touching of grass came very suddenly because I forgot I was supposed to drive someone to something. So now I'm going to hang out in this parking lot while they do what they gotta do, reading this book for probably more than 10 minutes. To be honest, I might just nap instead with this AC blowing. Everything that I've had, praise the Lord. I miss the days of my Saturdays being nothing but sleep. Oh, this? Just some heatless curls to try and get an Instagram picture. Sir? Why are you the way that you are? Today, I am planning book 2 because I only have 3 chapters left to write and I want to be able to go immediately to it. I also need to organize book series. I think I made these in 2017. So now I need to review, figure out what the heck is happening in this series. We are going to use the big setup today. Well, I was going to use the big setup, but now I'm just watching YouTube while I'm waiting for it to restart. It is 7 p.m. I just finished outlining. If I hadn't been watching YouTube and other things while doing that, I could have easily outlined in like 3 hours, but I kind of wanted to have a more chill day. I am now logging on to Among Us to play a tournament with my friends. And this will end week 4? There's no way it's week 4. Week 4 of 75 Hard Author Edition. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week.